Moviegoer, take one. Hey everybody, and welcome to Moviegoer. I'm Max Forrest.
I'm Paul Luby.
And I'm here to review the amazing film. So, Interstellar, directed by Christopher Nolan and starring Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, and Matt Damon. Let's roll the trailer.
We're not meant to save the world. We're meant to leave it. And this is the mission we were trained for.
I've got kids, Professor.
Get out there and save them.
Here's the internet synopsis. In Earth's future, a global crop blight and second dust bowl are slowly rendering the planet uninhabitable. Professor Brand, played by MacLeod, a brilliant NASA physicist, is working on plans to save mankind by transporting Earth's population to a new home via a wormhole. But first, Brand, played by Anne Hathaway, Michael Caine's daughter, must send former NASA pilot Cooper, played by Matthew McConaughey, and a team of researchers through the wormhole and across the galaxy to find out which of 3 planets could be mankind's new home. So without further ado, my loves, likes, and dislikes of Interstellar. My loves. At NASA, when they brief Cooper, they say, they're trying to help us. They put the wormhole there. Ooh, such mystery as to who these beings are. When Cooper goes into Gargantua, the giant black hole, it's awe-inspiring. He's falling and falling until he reaches this indescribable place. Who built it? Somewhere in the 5th dimension they saved us. Who's they, and why do they want to help us? We can't make this, not yet, but one day we'll become beings that evolve to this. Coop is there to give the directions to Murph that will be used to save the world. Any of that stuff having to do with the beings, who I think are what we evolve into, I found fascinating. Before Coop leaves for the mission to save the world, he has to say goodbye to his daughter, Murph. With Hans Zimmer's score, top-tier acting and writing, this scene is a straight-up tearjerker. Murph shouts, "You don't know when you're coming back," and goes under her blanket. "Don't leave me like this," says Cooper. "I love you forever, and I'm coming back." He drives away with tears around his eyes as we hear the countdown to go into space. It's just gut-wrenching. My summary did it no justice. I love the scene where Cooper is watching all those videos that come in. He has such a range of emotions seeing his son grow up and showing him that he's a grandpa now. Again, such a range of emotion. And then, of course, grown-up Murph makes an appearance, and she's not too thrilled with her father. And boy, is Cooper crying, and boy, was I crying too.
Oh. I met another girl, Dad. I really think this is the one. Her name's Lois. It's her right there. Kinda wanted to call him Coop, but Lois says, maybe next time. But Donald says he's already earned the great part, so we just leave it at that.
Grandpa, like my grandpa's okay. Hey, Dad.
Hey, Mary.
You son of a bitch. I never made one of these when you were still responding because I was so mad at you for leaving. But today's my birthday. And it's a special one because you told me you once told me that when you came back, we might be the same age. And today I'm the age you were when you left. So it would be a real good time for you to come back.
Last thing I loved has to do with love. Sure, some call it cheesy, but I liked it. Here's the dialogue. Cooper says, "You're a scientist." Brand says, "So listen to me when I say that love isn't something we invented. It's observable, powerful. It has to mean something." Cooper says, "Love has a meaning. Yes, social utility, social bonding, child rearing." Brand says, "We love people who have died. Where's the social utility in that?" Cooper says, "None." Brand says, "Maybe it means something more. Maybe we can't yet understand. Maybe it's some evidence, some artifact of a higher dimension that we can't consciously perceive." I'm drawn across the universe to someone I haven't seen in a decade, who I know is probably dead. Love is the one thing we're capable of perceiving that transcends dimensions and time and space. Maybe we should trust that, even if we can't understand it. My likes, I really dug how the consequences of going on a planet would be time on Earth going by really fast. I believe an hour on the water planet was 7 hours on Earth. I thought that was neat. And wow, that scene on the water planet, when those gigantic waves, which resembled mountains, at first started closing in on them, I was on the edge of my seat. I have to admit, I wasn't too compelled during the Matt Damon stuff. It just didn't grab me. My dislikes. One nitpick. A fellow astronaut, while they're in outer space, uses a paper and pencil to explain very simply how a wormhole works to Cooper. Before going on the most important space voyage of all time that majorly includes using a wormhole, wouldn't Cooper know how a wormhole works before the journey and not have to have it be explained to him mid-journey? Totally ridiculous. Just a nitpick. My verdict? It's an intergalactic epic with a powerful beating heart, and I give it a 4.5 out of 5.
Man, what a great film. I remember I saw it in theaters when it first came out. I was blown away. Well, literally by the sound design, but also the score and the cinematography. I think most people know the story of how Hans Zimmer was given very minimal instructions on the score. Basically, he wasn't given a script or plot details, just a single sheet of paper with a short story about a father leaving his kids for an important job. The only real note Christopher Nolan gave was, "It's time to reinvent. The endless string of ostinatos need to go by the wayside. The big drums are probably in the bin." Which is kind of interesting what he was able to come up with from that. He did exactly that. A totally unique score that captures the theme of the movie perfectly. This is definitely one of the best scores of all time, and for good reason. Even if you don't like this movie, you can't deny the music isn't moving. It's obvious 2001 was a huge influence on Nolan, and he stated that it's one of his favorite films of all time. Which, by the way, side note, the 4K Blu-ray for 2001 is absolutely insane how perfect it looks. One of the best looking films I've ever seen, like reference quality. Mandatory for any movie collectors out there.
Actually, I saw at Lincoln Center a gigantic orchestra play along to 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Oh, really?
So you know
That's
that like terrifying. Oh,
Yeah.
There was a choir of people.
That's awesome.
It was sick. Yeah, it was really cool.
That's pretty cool.
And that was like my first time watching the movie.
Oh, wow.
too.
Really? Well, that's one way to start to watch a movie,
Yeah.
man. That's awesome. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of film quality, Interstellar was the first time Christopher Nolan worked with legendary cinematographer Hoyt van Hoytema. He would end up continuing to work with Nolan on Dunkirk and Tenet and Oppenheimer, but it was this film where he figured out a way to build the shoulder mount handheld rig for the IMAX cameras. It looks ridiculous because the cameras are so huge, but it worked. They used this shoulder mount rig for a majority of the interior scenes, and it helped pave the way for other IMAX films to be shot in more accessible ways too. You know what's interesting about the 70mm IMAX film print? It's actually about 2 minutes shorter than the other presentations, the standard 70mm, the 35mm, the digital projections. The end credits are shown in like a slideshow instead of traditional bottom-to-top scrolling, because at the time IMAX projectors could only hold a maximum of 2 hours and 47 minutes of film. And this limit would end up being pushed again with Oppenheimer being 3 hours long, and they reached the maximum that today's projectors can hold.
That's conventional 35mm. We shoot on 70mm. The other format we use is 70mm IMAX. It's the highest quality imaging format ever devised. It gives you an incredible sense of immersion in the image.
We then made our way up to the projection booth, where Mr. Nolan explained the importance of IMAX exhibition, and he also detailed the process of loading film and the benefits of watching Oppenheimer in the specific IMAX format.
Fills your peripheral vision. It immerses you in the image. The clarity, the crispness, it is the gold standard. It is the closest to reproducing the world the way that your eye sees it.
With the movie reel now loaded up, Mr. Nolan and I made our way downstairs to the IMAX theater.
Not much of a review, but what can you say though? It's an amazing film and a technical achievement in IMAX filmmaking. An obvious thumbs up. I think I gave it like a 4.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. So,
Interstellar.
we both love this movie.
I love everything having to do with the beings.
Yeah.
That they put the wormhole there.
Yeah.
And how I think that they said that that's us in the future,
Yeah.
what we evolve into. I thought that was neat as hell.
Yeah. That was a lot of cool themes in this one.
Yeah.
I like how you mentioned where like love is like the through line that kind of connects everything like in the universe. Like I thought that was like a cool concept. You know, or like I think, you know, this probably isn't the most scientifically accurate movie. You know, I don't think any movie is, but
Well, they consulted Kip Thorne.
oh, okay,
I think that's his name.
yeah. You know what's funny? So Interstellar, great. A lot of Christopher Nolan's movies are great, you know. But the one thing that always bothered me, not with Interstellar, you saw The Dark Knight Rises?
Yeah.
You know the scene where Talia al Ghul dies, like in the truck,
No,
towards the end?
I don't remember.
Oh, that's probably why, because it was so bad. It's like, this is a great director who can pull amazing performances out of people, and then this one scene from Dark Knight Rises is so bad, it's like comical. How
Describe
bad.
to the people.
So pretty much you know, that she's driving the truck with the bomb or whatever, and it falls into, you know, underground, and, you know, whatever. She crashes and she's dying, and, you know, Batman's over there. He's gonna save her, but she's on her way out anyway. So she's just like sitting in the truck, and, you know, she gives her final words. And she's like, I forgot the dialogue. She's like, "Oh, you can't stop the bomb."
Does she die like that?
Yeah. No, it's literally, it's like she's like, and it's like you're Christopher Nolan, man. Like you're making like some of the greatest movies ever. Like you didn't have any notes for it.
Yeah.
Like you didn't want to do another take.
I hope we have enough time left on the thing. But another death that's the funniest thing ever is spoilers. Les Miserables. Les Mis.
Oh yeah.
Russell Crowe's like, I will kill myself, da, 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 da. And he jumps, and you hear jumps off the bridge into the water, da, 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 da. And then this like body dummy that's clearly a dummy hits the ground, and there's this cartoon. I remember being with my friend, and we were in tears.
Yeah, that's funny.
Da, 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 da. Da, da, da.
That's funny.
Can I end on that?
Yeah. Well, great movie.
Interstellar rules! Outro. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please subscribe, share, comment, and support us on Patreon. Thanks so much.
Thank you.